One thing you'll hear me talk about a lot when we're doing observational drawing is measuring, and measuring height and width of objects that you're drawing. When I talk about sight measuring, I'm not talking about measuring like with a ruler where you're measuring inches and lengths in centimeters or inches and units of measure like that. What we're talking about here is comparing measurements, getting relative relationships of height and width within the object that you're drawing. So if I want to have the shape of this vessel drawn correctly, I want to make sure that the proportions are correct and that the relationship of height and width are accurate. So when I talk about measuring, I'm going to take I'm left-handed, so I'll take my drawing tool in my left hand. I'm going to close my right eye, and I'm going to hold that pencil out at arm's length with my elbow straight. I'm not pointing at the vessel. I'm holding that pencil as if it's up against a window pane. Then I want to measure. I'm going to take a measurement of the width of the vessel. So I'm going to put the tip of the pencil, or whatever I'm measuring with, up against one edge, and I'm going to use my thumb to mark the other edge. Okay, so we're getting an approximate measurement. So that is the measurement of the width of my vessel right there. That's it. Now I'm going to compare that to the height at the highest point. Those are the relationships that I'm thinking about. So that means it's almost a square. It would fit within a square. If I were to take a square box and put it in there, just the body of the vessel. Then I can take a measurement of using that same starting unit of measure from the outside of the handle going across, and then measure again from the outside of the handle to the point where the point of my pencil is, which is on the inside of that opening of the handle here. And then I can move it over and estimate there's about a third, it's about 1 1/3 of that original length. So it's slightly longer, obviously, from one side of the handle here to the other side. The other way you can measure that is to go the width of the two handles and then compare it, say, to the height. The height of the vessel is about 2/3 the width from edge of handle to edge of handle. So that's what we're talking about when we measure. You're measuring relationships. You're not taking a measurement of the object that you're drawing. So in thinking about this, so when we measure height and width of the main body of the vessel, it's just about a square. So there's my width again. There's my height. It's just about a square. So I'm going to remember that for when I start working on my drawing.